now getting in some breaking inputs as far as the ordinance that was passed for the Delhi government. We are now learning that Arvind Kejriwal is galvanizing more opposition forces, and now he is currently meeting KCR in Hyderabad. It's important to note that Arvind Kejriwal is also accompanied by Aam Aadmi Party's Bhagwant Mann, and even Raghav Chadha is accompanying Kejriwal. This is the latest image that has now come to the forefront. As you can see, Kejriwal greeting KCR with a bouquet of flowers. And it is his outreach with the opposition chief ministers to gather more support over the Delhi ordinance. It's important to highlight that Kejriwal and KCR are now expected to address a press conference at 3 p.m. As we were just informing you, Kejriwal is also accompanied by Bhagwant Mann and even Raghav Chadha. It's been a crucial day because, remember, the Niti Aayog meet has taken place and Arvind Kejriwal decided to skip this meet, as have other chief ministers of other opposition parties. They have given the Niti Aayog meet as well a miss. At the same time, we all are aware that along with various opposition parties, even Arvind Kejriwal will not be present at the inauguration of the new parliament building. And what you can see is a very symbolic picture. Arvind Kejriwal reaching out to KCR in Hyderabad, further galvanizing these opposition forces as far as the issue of the ordinance is concerned, which we all know is an ordinance that aims or targets the chief minister, also dissolves the powers of the chief minister, because remember, it will now be the chief minister subordinated by the lieutenant governor, who will in fact be wielding sufficient power over several important, crucial bureaucratic positions in the national capital, in the Delhi government. And that is why, as we also saw some days ago, Kejriwal reaching out to opposition parties. The Trinamool Congress was also accompanied by Mamata Banerjee, and now in the latest we can see Arvind Kejriwal make this outreach to KCR in Hyderabad. That image speaks volumes. As you can see, there's Bhagwant Mann also accompanying Arvind Kejriwal over there. It also goes on to highlight the priorities of the opposition at the moment. We know we are just 24 hours away from the inauguration of the new parliament building, but we can see the opposition now unifying over various issues, whether it's the parliament or the issue of the ordinance in Delhi. As far as not attending the Niti Aayog meet is concerned, Arvind Kejriwal was very vocal about it. He's gone on to say that it makes no sense to attend the Niti Aayog meet because the government does not respect the issue of cooperative federalism, and when there is an absence of cooperative federalism, what is the point of attending a meet like Niti Aayog? And at the same time, he's also gone on to take potshots at the centre, saying that the government at the centre is hegemonic and is one that is in fact not even paying respect to the decisions of the top court, because we all know that the apex court some days ago had in fact quashed that decision and bestowed all powers on the Delhi government. Let's try and get in a sense of perspective, and for that I'm joined in by Rupashri on the phone line. Rupashri, this image of Arvind Kejriwal greeting KCR with a bouquet of flowers goes on to speak volumes, because you know the timing of this is very significant. Not only is he galvanizing the opposition over the issue of the ordinance, let's not forget we are already seeing the opposition get together as far as the issue of the new parliament inauguration is concerned.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, today the Niti Aayog meeting is also happening in Delhi. And these are the, in those photographs, you see three chief ministers who are not attending the Niti Aayog meeting. And definitely this is extremely significant. Now, it also remains to be seen whether it can actually translate into something concrete going ahead. Because remember, the BJP, even if it does not have the requisite numbers in the Rajya Sabha, as the government and and with its own managers, they have always managed to drum up support for every contentious bill that they have introduced in the Lok Sabha, whether it was the Citizenship Amendment Act or revocation of Article 370. But this meeting, of course, is significant because remember, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has already met Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. He also went to meet Uddhav Thackeray in Maharashtra. Most importantly, he got the support of NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, one of the the veteran politicians in the Indian political scene today, and even Sharad Pawar said that he's going to talk with many other leaders to get support against this ordinance if it is presented in the form of bill on the floor of the House. Now, the bigger story over here, of course, is that whether these political parties can come together to form an alliance ahead of the 2024 general elections. And that looks difficult with the Congress, especially differing on whether it should support the Aam Aadmi Party over it or not.
Absolutely. Many thanks to you, Rupashri, for putting that into perspective for us. And with that, let's quickly cut across to Swastika, who's also joining us live on this newscast. Swastika, of course, throw light on what has emerged out of this very significant meet. At the same time, give us context in terms of how Arvind Kejriwal, who so far as being a voice in the opposition was not as unified with the entire opposition, has now become quite a fulcrum in galvanizing the opposition forces.
That is what it appears so, and let's not forget that Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is also coming up with such an effort to come up with a joint opposition force of sorts to take on the Modi government at the centre. Kejriwal visiting Telangana and specifically Hyderabad today, where he is having a dialogue with the Chief Minister as we speak, is with regards to the ordinance, to the fact that how he's been constantly maintaining that cooperative federalism has become a mocking subject under the leadership of the Prime Minister here, and that is why Kejriwal has been on a tour to gather the support of opposition leaders, and which is why today he's arrived here at Hyderabad. And let's not forget that as far as the dynamics between KCR and Kejriwal is concerned, they have been cordial to each other. They've been having constant, let's say, conversations between to understand what is happening across the country. Let's not forget when KCR had just announced his national ambitions and held a big meeting in Khammam, we saw the presence of Mr. Kejriwal, we saw the presence of Mr. Bhagwat Mann, Pinarayi Vijayan, who had all come here to support Mr. KCR. But will all of that lead to a strong opposition consolidated force to take on the Modi government at the centre? Unlikely so, because there is a lot that needs to be done. As far as Telangana is concerned, this is an election-bound state. In the matter of few months, we are going to go into elections. The state government is going full throttle with it, whether it is with regards to the Formation Day celebration, which is going to happen on the 2nd of June.
Right.
Primarily, why I'm stressing is right now the focus of the BRS government is Telangana. So how and when are the efforts going to be put in place for the national force of opposition to come together? That is something that these leaders have to answer. But for now, we can expect, or rather we are expecting, a press conference to happen at 3 o'clock to be led by KCR, Kejriwal and Mr. Bhagwat Mann.
Thank you, Swastika, for making that very significant point. We will come back to you as and when that press conference takes